Well, the amazing thing that struck me, and we can follow through with much of his life in the same pattern. There are 3 rules that Samson's supposed to be breaking. He keeps breaking 2 of them. And God yet remains gracious to him.
All right.
Treats him as if he's keeping the rules about his separateness.
Yes.
Now, to some degree, this is the challenge that Samson faces. It doesn't lead him to questioning his behavior. In fact, the pattern of his behavior gets worse and worse.
Yes.
He knows he's supposed to keep the vow that he made, that was made for him. Maybe I wonder, I use my sanctified imagination, maybe he kind of resented that it was a vow that was made for him, in a sense, that he had to keep it. But he knows what the rules are, and he loves the benefit. See, you've got to get that. Because he's a Nazarite, he's got great power. Yes. The Nazarite vow works for him to give him superhuman strength. Mm-hmm. He loves that part of it. And he calls upon it all the time. You know, kills all those Philistines with a joke on their ass, right? He couldn't do that if he wasn't a Nazarite who was given this great power by God. He loves that part, but he hates the part about keeping the rules. And God is gracious, but he begins to take that grace for granted, doesn't he? And that's the fix that he's in. When the devil finally sets him up in a situation that's going to catch him up. You've been playing for a while, buddy, but I got something for you, says the devil. I got something for you. The 16th chapter, I'm going to jump over I'm even going to jump over the 15th. 16th chapter says that Samson, fourth verse, 16 and 4. And it came to pass afterward that Samson, that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. Yeah. I'm really learning a lot about looking stuff up, right? And I looked up the name Sorek. Now, I couldn't find any information. We don't know where this valley exactly was. We don't know. We know it's obviously the Philistine country, but we don't know exactly where. But I love the fact that its name meant a choice vine. Now the name still sounds like it's about wine, it's about grape. It still sounds like a choice vine. But I don't know that this was vineyard country. We didn't know, they couldn't tell me anything, the Bible dictionary couldn't tell me anything about what Sorek was, and we don't know where it was, other than it was in Philistine land. But nonetheless, he goes to the place called the Choice Vine, and he plucks a nice grape there. This woman named Delilah. And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and said to her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver. And Delilah, so she's going to make a real benefit. She sounds like a pretty mercenary person. And they give her a really sweet deal. And all you have to do is entice him and find out from him where his strength lies. And what we can do to take away his strength. And you're going to get a great payday, lady. So Delilah, she says, I take that deal. And she said to Samson, tell me, I pray, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. Now, when I read that reads so antiseptic. I don't believe it was even like that. I don't believe it was like that. It's just that blunt. I think this was a cuddle moment. I think she's got a playful sound to her voice. Who says you're so strong? You're so strong. Oh, everybody know about you. And they cuddle in, and she said, but I wonder, would you tell me where your strength lies? Playful. playful like.
All right.
You know, some of you ladies know how you do it. You know how you do it. Playful like she's being, right? You know, and I think he thinks it is. She's just, you know, this is just romantic banter. Oh. So he plays along. Yeah, I'll play. You know, which is understandable. That's understandable. That's human beings. He's a man. He like to play too. Except, then look what happens. He tells her some crazy story because he's under a vow. He's not allowed to threaten his strength. He's not allowed to tell that if I do this one last thing, if I shave my head, I'm going to lose my strength. He's not allowed to do that. So he's under the vow. So all he says to her is that they bind me with 7 green that were never dried. Yes. Then shall I be weak and be as another man. And like I said, I think it's playful. I think it's teasing. I think they're talking sweet. And he said, oh, they bind me. You bind me, baby. Get yourself 7 with. Bind me up. I'll be like any other man. I don't think it entered his head that this was anything serious. I think he's, you know, it's just romantic, you know. Yeah. It's just being romantic. But the problem is that she actually did it, which was fun. That was probably fun at first, right? She binds him up. Ooh, she binded me up. And then some brothers busting. And she yells, Samson, the Philistines be upon you. Like, could it be a coincidence? What an amazing coincidence. We were just talking about this topic about what would take my strength away. Suddenly the Philistines show up. Oh my goodness. But of course, that was not the secret to his strength. So Samson broke the withs, and the thread of towel was broken when it touches the fire. As when it touches the fire, those weeds weren't able to hold him at all. That was a complete fiction. So his strength was not known. And I'm sure he beat up all those men and threw them out of Delilah's house. Okay. Delilah comes back to him though. And she says, behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. And you know, some common sense would, at that point, you'd say, but baby, that's not even the point. What were these brothers doing showing up at the house? Baby, we're not even on the right topic. But the curious thing about it is that at this point, Samson likes playing the game. There's something exciting about almost betraying this last vow. He may not be thinking, oh, I'm gonna shave my head tomorrow, but he's thinking, oh, I can play with this thing because this is kind of exciting and titillating. And so he goes a little further into it, you know. She asks him again, how can he be bound? He tells him another story. New ropes. They have to be brand new ropes that have never been used. If you tie me up with new ropes, I'll be as any other man. Tie me up, baby. And what did she do? She took the new ropes. All right, might seem like it's a game right now. She's tying them up with some new ropes. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, she's so cute. Look what she's doing. But again, in busts some men. Samson, the Philistines are upon me. Now he broke them off his arm. He broke the ropes like they were thread, says the 12th verse. And Delilah goes back. At some point she goes back and says to him, you know, you keep lying to me. You're telling me that these are the things that can take away your strength, and they're not even close. Well, Samson does something amazing in this next lie that he tells. Now, take a look at this. I want you to think about this. Think about this. He should have said, you're off the topic, because I want to know what these brothers are doing coming in your house like this. But he doesn't even go there. She says, you've mocked me and told me lies. Mm-hmm. He says, 13th verse, part B, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. Tie the, I guess he had the locks hanging down. He said, tie it in a braid. Make me look like a Rastafarian. If you tie my hair up into that big knot, a big braided knot, I'll be like any other man. He's been playing this game and playing this game. Now he plays the game and he tells a lie, but it's closer because it's about his hair. It wasn't fun enough to just tell him about the little ropes. I got to make it real exciting now. I'm going to hit to the thing that it is. Because I want to get closer to the fire. See if she figures it out. What is he thinking? It just strikes me, that's an amazing thing to say, to even point to the thing that might give her the answer. But of course, it's not the weave, it's not tying it up in the web. And when the brothers bust in, he shakes, he finds his strength, throws them jokers out. And then that leaves us with, I consider, there's a couple of places in the Bible I call the saddest places I've ever read anything about. I think it's one of the saddest passages. This amazes me. 15th verse. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee? Whew. What is she talking about? I was turning around. How can you say you love me when you keep having these brothers bust in on me? But no, she's woven that thing around. It's all on Samson. How can you say you love me when thine heart is not with me? Oh, we don't get to play a game anymore. We're not supposed to be playing a game? I'm supposed to be truthful with you, right? Because that's what love is based on, right? And yet this twisted logic starts to wear him down. 16th verse says, and it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death. 17th verse, that he told her all his heart. At some crazy point, it's not just a play game, it's not just me teasing with her, I'm supposed to be in love with Delilah. Even though he knows, he has to know. She has no heart for him. Playing the game he got played. And his heart turned to her. And he began to feel like, I'm the problem. I'm not being honest with her. There hath not come a razor upon my head, he says. For I have been a Nazarite unto God. He gives the whole detail. From my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, I think she kept checking too. Is that really the truth? You tell me the truth this time? Is that the truth this time? Really? I'm supposed to believe it, right? She had to see that he had told her. She checked that out.
Yes, sir.
But she didn't want to call her paymasters again with another phony story. They might be getting tired of her.
Oh.
No, she checked it out. She said she checked that one out. And he must have confirmed it a few times. She got the sense, she got the feeling that he's being honest. She called the Philistines saying, come up at once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and they brought the money in their hands. Your payday is coming, Delilah. We can just get this done. She made him to sleep. And this is, I don't know, this breaks my heart. She made him sleep upon her knees. He's got his head in her lap. I don't know what picture you could have that's more tender, more vulnerable. And I used to think that she gave him a haircut herself. At least there'd be something kind of almost sweet and touching about that. But no, she called for somebody. Called for a man. And she had him shave off the 7 locks of Samson's head. So, resting comfortably in the lap of his love, he was barbered. And this time, when she called, the Philistines are upon you, Samson, he shook and he had no strength. The Lord, who had been merciful time and time and time again, had come to the fullness of his patience. You hit that, Samson, I don't know what to do with you. I'm going to leave you to your own devices. You sold out to the devil, I'm going to leave you in the hands of the devil. He shook, and there was no strength. He was bound, and his eyes closed.